Bernard Arnault, a billionaire so discreet he almost doesn't exist. He was once the richest man in the world, even outpacing Elon Musk by $12 billion. But today, few people know who he is or how he amassed his fortune. It's time to change that. Welcome to my channel. Today we explore the mind of a legend. Bernard Jean-Etienne Arnault was born on July 7, 1929, in Mouzac, a small village near Limoges in the southwest of France. His father ran a local factory that produced industrial textiles. After graduating from university with a degree in engineering, Bernard served in the military before joining his father's company. He helped expand the family business and gained valuable experience that would serve him well later in life. At 34, Bernard left the family business and founded his own company called Compagnie Financière Richest, which specialized in buying stakes in other companies. In 1969, he purchased a majority stake in a leather goods manufacturer called Louis Vuitton Malatier and quickly turned it around. The brand had been struggling for years, but under Bernard's leadership, it became one of the most successful fashion brands in the world. In 1971, Bernard expanded his business empire further when he bought a controlling interest in another luxury goods company called Christian Dior. This acquisition proved to be a masterstroke as Christian Dior quickly rose to become one of the most profitable companies in the luxury goods sector. With these two acquisitions, Bernard established himself as a savvy businessman with a knack for identifying undervalued companies and turning them around. By the early 1980s, Bernard had set his sights on a new target, the champagne market. He formed a joint venture with two winemakers to produce and sell champagne under the Noël et Chandron brand. While this venture was successful, it wasn't without its challenges. In 1982, for example, a devastating hailstorm destroyed much of the champagne grapes in the region, but Bernard's business acumen helped him navigate these challenges and emerge victorious. Despite his growing success, Bernard remained relatively unknown outside of business circles. That all changed in 1987 when he purchased the ailing French newspaper Le Figaro and used it to increase his public profile. Suddenly, everyone wanted a piece of the action, and Bernard found himself fielding takeover offers from some of the biggest names in business. One such suitor was the fashion designer Christian Louboutin, who wanted to buy Christian Dior from Bernard. But Bernard had no intention of selling and instead decided to take Louboutin's company public in 1988. This move gave Bernard more leverage over his other companies and allowed him to keep control of Christian Dior while raising capital for future acquisitions. In 1989, Bernard made a bold move that would change his life forever. He purchased the ailing French luxury goods maker Louis Vuitton from the Japanese company RJR Nabisco for a staggering 6.4 billion francs, or about $1.3 billion at the time. This acquisition marked Bernard's entry into the global luxury goods market, and it was a huge success. He followed up this acquisition with the purchase of the Italian luxury goods maker Fendi in 1994 and the Swiss watchmaker Baume et Mercier in the same year. With these acquisitions, Bernard had established himself as a major player in the global luxury goods market. But he wasn't done yet. In 1996, he purchased the French perfume maker Guerlain and the German crystal makers. These acquisitions marked the beginning of Bernard's foray into the European luxury goods market, and he wasted no time in making an impact. Under Bernard's leadership, Christian Dior became one of the most profitable companies in the luxury goods sector. He implemented a strategy of vertical integration, which involved acquiring companies at every stage of the supply chain. This allowed him to control the quality of his products and reduce costs. In addition to his business acumen, Bernard also had a keen eye for design. He understood the importance of protecting intellectual property and took steps to ensure that his designs were safeguarded. For example, he worked closely with designers to develop unique materials and production methods that could not be easily replicated by competitors. By the late 1990s, Bernard's empire was growing rapidly. In 1999, he formed a joint venture with the Japanese company Shiseido to produce and sell cosmetics under the Guerlain brand. This acquisition marked Bernard's entry into the Asian luxury goods market, and it was a huge success. As the 21st century dawned, Bernard's empire was firmly established as one of the most powerful in the global luxury goods market, but he continued to seek out new opportunities for growth. In 2000, he acquired the British shoemaker Testoni and the Italian handbag maker Bottega Veneta. These acquisitions marked Bernard's expansion into new product categories and geographic markets. He also continued to invest in his existing businesses, such as Christian Dior, where he oversaw the launch of several successful new products. One of the keys to Bernard's success has been his ability to stay ahead of changing consumer trends. He has always been attuned to the desires of the wealthy elite and has been able to anticipate their evolving tastes. This has enabled him to invest in new product categories and expand into new geographic markets. For example, Bernard's decision to acquire Bottega Veneta in 2000 was driven by the growing popularity of Italian leather goods among the wealthy. Similarly, his investment in Testoni allowed him to tap into the growing demand for high-end shoes. Another key to Bernard's success has been his willingness to take risks. He has never been afraid to make bold moves when he sees an opportunity. For example, his decision to purchase Louis Vuitton from RJR Nabisco in 1989 was a huge gamble. Louis Vuitton was a struggling company at the time, and many people doubted Bernard's ability to turn it around. However, he had faith in his vision for the company and was willing to take the risk. His bold move paid off handsomely, and Louis Vuitton is now one of the most successful companies in the luxury goods industry. Finally, Bernard's longevity in the luxury goods market has been another key to his success. He has been in the industry for over 4 decades and has seen firsthand the changes in consumer behavior and the evolution of the market. This experience has given him a deep understanding of the industry and has allowed him to make smart investments and anticipate trends. His longevity has also given him the credibility and respect of his peers, which has helped him to forge important partnerships and alliances. Bernard currently owns a massive fortune valued at over $75 billion. At one point during the COVID-19 pandemic, he even briefly surpassed Elon Musk to become the richest person in the world. However, unlike many of his fellow billionaires, Bernard remains relatively unknown outside of business circles. He is a man of few public appearances, and his personal life is shrouded in mystery. Despite his wealth and power, Bernard lives a surprisingly modest lifestyle. He is known for driving an old Toyota and is not known to own a private jet or yacht. Bernard's dedication to his craft and his ability to stay ahead of the curve have earned him the respect of his peers. He is widely regarded as one of the most successful businessmen of our time. His story is an inspiration to aspiring entrepreneurs everywhere. So what can we learn from Bernard? Firstly, he was a risk taker. He was not afraid to make bold moves when he saw an opportunity. Secondly, he was a visionary. He had a clear idea of where he wanted to take his companies, and he was willing to invest in the necessary resources to make that happen. Finally, he was a patient investor. He understood that building a successful business empire takes time, and he was willing to wait for the results to come. Bernard Arnault is a legend in the world of business. His story is one of hard work, dedication, and success. He is an inspiration to us all, and his legacy will continue to inspire generations of entrepreneurs to come. We hope you enjoyed learning about Bernard Arnault, the quietest billionaire who once surpassed Elon Musk. If you want to learn more about other successful businessmen, then check out the series in the description below. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep hustling.